Gulliver Voyage, episode, The Animal Kingdom. Gulliver had weathered many storms in his seafaring life, but none had prepared him for the tempest that struck his ship with such ferocity. The waves, towering like mountains, tossed the vessel until it was but a speck on the ocean's rage. Clinging to a fragment of the ship's debris, Gulliver drifted for what felt like an eternity, until at last the waters calmed and he was washed ashore on a strange land. Exhausted, he collapsed on the sand, the world spinning around him. When he awoke, the sun was high. He was surrounded, but these were no ordinary rescuers. Standing before him were animals, lions, elephants, wolves, and more, all wearing simple garments and standing on two legs like humans. They stared at him with intelligent eyes, filled not with the wildness of beasts, but with the calm, measured gaze of reasoning beings. "Welcome, traveler," said a stately lion who seemed to be their leader. His voice was deep, resonant, and shockingly articulate. "You are in the land of the sapiens, where animals rule and live in harmony." Gulliver could hardly believe his ears or eyes. Animals that spoke, wore clothes, and lived as humans? Surely, he was dreaming. Yet as he stood and looked around, the reality of this strange world settled in. The animals led him through their city, a place of astonishing beauty and order, where the streets were lined with trees, and the air was filled with the sounds of birds singing in perfect harmony. The city was a marvel of cooperation and intelligence. Wolves worked alongside deer in the fields, tigers conversed amiably with zebras, and even the smallest creatures like mice and squirrels had important roles in the community. It was a society where every animal had a place, and conflict seemed almost non-existent. As Gulliver spent more time with the sapiens, he learned about their way of life. They had no need for weapons, as they lived by strict moral codes that forbade violence. Disputes were settled through dialogue and reason, and the concept of war was alien to them. The lion leader, who introduced himself as Regulus, explained that their society was founded on mutual respect and understanding. "We were not always like this," Regulus confessed one evening as they walked along the edge of a tranquil lake. "There was a time when we lived as beasts, ruled by instinct and savagery. But over generations we evolved, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We learned that cooperation, not conflict, is the path to survival and happiness." Gulliver was fascinated by the wisdom of these creatures. They had achieved what humanity had long strived for, but had often failed to grasp: a truly peaceful society. Yet, as he observed more closely, he began to notice cracks in this seemingly perfect world.